Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, it's working. Okay, today we're doing Hanzo review again. I think it's gonna be 1 hour long, and then I'm gonna go offline after that. I'm just gonna find the documents first so I can write the notes there. Okay, I think we can start. We're just gonna move the person in the channel, in the live session channel, and then we can start. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how is it going?
Good.
Nice, it's good to hear. So, what's the latest news?
Well, I took a break. I came back. I feel like I'm doing decently. I just like there's so many situations where I feel like I'm just like I don't know what to do.
Okay. So,
Especially pushing into things mainly. Dealing with rush comp also kind of hurts.
okay. What do you mean by pushing in exactly?
Like it feels like on a lot of attacks, mainly like payload maps and hybrid maps, pushing into those feels pretty rough for me, and I don't even know why. It just
Okay,
feels like there's no good positions a lot of the time.
okay. Is there anything else?
Uh, Not really. I mean, identifying team comps I still need to work on a bit, but that's like I don't know.
What do you try to work on recently?
Um, like line of sights, like trying to stay out of bad line of sights, and then like focusing on team comps, who to shoot,
Target priority, yeah, okay. That
target
was the
priority.
recent topic for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything else? So, let's start with team compositions, specifically for those. Did you look to play around the strengths of your comms, or what was that exactly?
Uh, it's that. But I do have a hard time doing that sometimes because like I don't like, necessarily. It's hard to recognize what the strength of the comp is like in the match itself.
So it's difficult to just purely identify it based on the heroes you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay, do you want to go with that then?
I don't know. Just huh. I'm kind of lost at this point. I feel like there's a lot for
I
me to
think
work
we
on.
just gotta start with the biggest problem. So what do you think is the biggest problem for you at the moment?
Hmm.
Because there might be
Like
multiple things, but the lowest hanging fruit, we want to start with that.
I feel like my positioning's been off recently.
Position has been off. We can take a look. If you so, let's just start with looking at those games. If you have any where you think your positioning was a little bit off, we can go over those first, and then after, if there's anything else I notice, we can cover that. I guess. Does that sounds
I
good?
think that the two biggest things is positioning is often like really off. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I struggle a lot against rush team comps with Junker Queen in.
Rush comes against Junker Queen. Do you have any examples of that?
Um, I think yeah, I just played one,
Okay.
but it wasn't full rush. Like there was no Lucio. It was just Junker Queen. But playing against her, it just sucks. This one I played against Dive though.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. So what do you want to start with then? Do you want to start with the covering Jungle Queen, or maybe the second replay you sent, or
I'll get a. Is it this one? I gotta look through my games, but
so
we can
specifically for
start on
those
this
two
one.
last ones? What did you send those?
I just remembered I was struggling a lot in them. Specifically, this one, the Nimbani one. We don't.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
don't really care to go over the Oasis one.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think we can go through the multiple. I think let's just think about our positioning depending on the matchup. Maybe you can also send me the one with the Jungle Queen too. Okay.
Is this one? I think it. Pretty sure it's this.
Okay, so let's just look at the Numbani first. What is your comp? What are the strengths of that? What are you looking for? You
We're
compare
like
this comp to the enemy one. Obviously, you
we're
don't know what they have, but kind of pretend we know that.
we're more of a poking, diving team comp, while they're mostly poke.
Yeah. So you're saying you have poke composition. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what about
Mainly
the
poke.
enemy?
They're also mainly poke.
Okay. Okay. But what are your strengths then? How do you play? Well,
Um, we're in general a little bit closer range because the Widow and the Torb can just spam from across the map, while Cass has damage fall off and
okay.
Hanzo's harder to hit because of
Okay.
projectiles.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fair. That's fair. So you have some close range members like your cast, the monkey, or like Champagne. If we look at the enemy, they have diverse like Kiriko Winston specifically, but they also have some longer range members with the Zenyatta Widow. So overall, I think the enemy they can outspam you. So your idea is making sure you kind of play on a closer range a little bit more. Yeah, you close the gap more. You look for shorter fights more. Yeah, that's your main
Mm-hmm.
idea. Yeah, if we just break it down to the range. Yeah, what's your range? Okay, look at both comms. Quickly identify: do we play closer? Do we play longer? Okay, that's the first thing. And the second is just the map control. Okay, it's understanding what angles you're taking. Uh, can you say that against the enemy team composition, you can go on the deep flanks, on the deep angles, off angles, or not?
Mm, I'd say it's probably a bad idea because Winston can cut me off
Yes,
pretty easily.
yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so you gotta play where then. Just in general, if you cannot go on the deep flanks, what do we mean by that? Is where we a little bit too isolated from our team. Yeah, that means we gotta
Mm-hmm.
play more closer to your team, sort of. Yeah, where you have them in your line of sight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the quick breakdown. Look at the range. Look at the how do you set up mainly. So your range is gonna be closer. And if you go up there, so for example, let's say you would go up there, yeah, it would be instantly not the best decision, for example, because you know they can easily isolate and dive you, yeah. So
Yeah.
for that exact reason, going at the top here totally makes sense, yeah. If you go on the top right, we can just take it, try to spam out the Winston, maybe. That's fine. Okay. We just going back there. Why do you go with your team here specifically? Why do we go left?
I just follow the team. Uh,
Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Well, so this is interesting. We mentioned we cannot be too isolated, right? But at the same time, we're not really playing around the strengths of your hero here. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We're not using long range sightlines or mid range sightlines. Sort of, it's easy for the anybody like Winston Kiriko punish you. Yep, you cannot easily spam them. So what do
mhm.
you think is the play here? So we cannot be too isolated, but this pace usually is kind of no go to in my opinion. So what do you think then? What do you can
I'll
do?
probably go on an off angle, like maybe go to the bus
Go to go to
back
the
here to
bus.
try and get an angle on the widow or the
Yeah,
critical.
yeah. For example, so with that position here, we just gotta be peeking a little bit late because we don't want to be too isolated. Because if we pick first, these guys can easily just go on us. Yeah, they can instantly
Yeah,
kill
yeah,
us,
yeah.
and that,
Okay,
uh, uh,
okay.
yeah, and that means we still can take that position. We can go up, and that means because of controlling this space, if once the enemy once your team's gonna control this, they still can see you, and even they will dive you. You still can survive.
Hmm.
So this is how you look at it. I think you gotta play around the strengths of the hero while just being not too isolated. I think you definitely gotta search for that angle. You wanna push this limits, but yeah, see how you time it. Maybe see where your team is
Yeah.
going, what are they doing. Yeah,
So
it's
even though I can't be too isolated, I can still kind of isolate myself as long as I like pay attention to the enemy resources.
yeah, yeah. This I think yeah, this mainly. But actually, if let's say they use the jump, yeah, they use the bubble. That means they're engaging here already, and that can be for you like a signal. Oh, I can easily take this angle now. I don't have to just stay there anymore. We don't have to do anything before your team does before they engage. Though, yeah, you just can maybe sneak around. Maybe you can like kind of wait it out here. It's a bit tough maybe to play the Hanzo in the with your comp. It's kind of, to be honest with you, it's kind of a throw. The dive members, they also go here. Actually, you should go main. I was just sure why they went there. It's almost never a good decision to go here unless, I don't know, you play Reinhardt. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Just for the next time you see the dive team is you, not the dive, but just the Winston and Anna in general. They usually like to take those longer range sidelines. Yeah, well, we still got a pick, so this works, I guess. But it's just not the strengths of the hero. You play shorter distance, you get shut down by this Kiriko. Even though your composition is about shortening the distance, maybe a little bit more. You, yeah, I don't think you can accomplish a lot from this top left.
Nah, I'm just spamming while I'm waiting for my team.
Yeah, this is fine.
Try and get a sneaky angle on that widow.
Uh
So,
huh. Did your composition change through the round here?
Diva. They switched from Winston to Diva.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that happened right here. So your composition was mainly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay. So what was the point where you struggled with the most?
I, just nothing happens here, and I don't know why it takes us so long to push this.
Okay. So the first
Like,
point start.
I feel like I just didn't do anything for this entire first point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So these in Winston Primal, and then after we trying to push forward, have the dragon. To me, it feels awesome. For example, like here, why do we give up this position?
Uh, Winston was right next to me. I didn't want to get caught by the Kiriko plus the Winston jumping on me.
Yeah, but the Winston jumped in already.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I don't know why I did that. Actually, oh, I think I was trying to avoid the torb spam, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think it would have been able to hit me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Can you still, if we maintain this attitude of just staying an angle longer and making sure you do that, yeah, even though we maybe sometimes isolate ourselves, if we engage late, like I mentioned, that's quite nice. But also, if we would stay in this angle longer, let's say you want to maintain this position for longer, what you can do here? What is the play? What do you think?
Well, if I have this high round, then the Winston probably would have died there later, like in a little bit after this. And I can poke out the Kiriko a lot better and the Torb a bit better.
Let's say they push you. Let's say Kiriko pushes you.
Hmm.
Can you try to still think how do you maintain this position and without giving it up too early? What is the play then?
I could Sonic the angle where Kiriko would push from instead of Sonicking the poke.
Okay, okay. And let's say you get low HP, then what?
I just double jump away
To where?
to bus.
To Bass, okay. But can you stay at this position still? Kind of look to maintain this lane. So think about
Oh,
remember the lane control, right?
yeah, yeah.
We have this idea of thinking, oh, like what kind of lane we take in and making sure we maintain it, sort of. So here you can maybe break it down on this here, this, and this. This part of the lane, however, you have kind of multiple positions you can hold, of course, but try to think about the most greedy angle you can hold. Try to move between the angles on the lane. Yeah. So let's say Kiriko pushes you because you do this, kind of giving up this potential good angles where you have the good line of sight. Yeah, maybe where you can just put up more pressure. So your idea is to like rather, I think, try to maintain it for longer. Then what could be the play then?
Jump under for health pack, then climb back up and try and take the
Yeah,
goal again.
for example, yeah, see what you do in this play is you play cover. First of all, you're thinking about how do you play corners instead of giving up position too quickly, and then we can also play near HP packs. We can just take those, and then after we can re-engage. Let's say you lost those resources, maybe you cannot use cover, cannot use HP packs, then you can jump away. I think, but there should be good reason. Why do we give up our lane, sort of? Why do we give up our position? Yeah, try to fight
Hmm.
for it for as long as possible. Because this seems like we kind of gave it up too quickly. Because if you do stay on a position for longer, it's also potentially forcing the enemy team to jump you, to fight you. Uh, if you survive, if you play it properly, your team can also get a little bit more space. They can push in. Yeah, this sort of thing.
Hmm.
I don't think you can do like maybe a lot, but you still can force out more things because
Yeah.
you do hold the position a little bit longer. So, like, let's say the Winston jumps there. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You don't have to jump on all the way to the left, but we kind of still stay on our peripheral angle. I think this is a good term you can use, thinking about peripheral position, because your main core is here. This is the our main angle, but it's like peripheral angle where we stay. Yeah, we constantly want to
Hmm.
hold around those more. It forces attention. It makes you team. Yeah, it just makes it easier for your team to take space. Stuff like that.
Hmm.
So see, you here you keeping this peripheral angle. This is fine. You just gotta go back up if you want to after you got the Winston. You just gotta hit the shot there. That's unfortunate. I think we could have got him.
He got slept, and then my prediction was wrong because he got slept and stopped moving.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And then the first shot, I just completely blundered on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just Sonic that, and then that was bad.
Yeah, I think we'll just focus on the position entirely. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sonic, the storm arrows. It's so right. I think. I just think here. Okay, so the first point we just captured eventually, but then the second one just went over here. Okay, did you? Is there any point where you struggled with as well?
It's not like any specific feel like point where I struggle. It's just in general, it just felt like I wasn't playing well.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Because I'm thinking we can talk about the map control a bit more still. Let's say we. Okay. So their composition switches a little bit. They have a Ramatra right after that, yeah? Okay. So is there anything what changes about your playstyle because of it?
Um, I think I played more around off angles since they switched to Winston, so I felt like I could isolate myself a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. This is what do you think about? You still probably gonna be more shorter range oriented, but you can go for more greedy angles now. And this is what you do. See, this is also peripheral position on the side. I'm all the way left here, while my team is maybe somewhere here. Maybe they also take this high gun. This is okay. Just keep an eye on the more peripheral and
I
kind of
missed
mid to long
so
range
many
angle.
shots on this Hanzo.
That's all right. Well, you did take a break as well. I think the intention to hit there is good. Uh, okay. So after this, we look into kite. Okay. Going up. Oh, sure. Going for the dragon. And then holding around here. Okay, so what do you think about this position here? We kind of mentioned peripheral angles. We mentioned more greedy angles. So what do you think?
um, not greedy enough.
Not greedy enough. Okay, where you want to be?
I should have Sonic the Zen jumped down and gone to an off angle like the bottom right door right there,
Bottom right door, like
or bottom
bottom
left. Sorry,
left. Yeah,
like right
yeah,
around here.
yeah. I think this can work. It also works quite well based on where your tank is because you stuck with your tank. You're most likely gonna get damaged. Yeah, so it's really tough. We want to move somewhere else where we are. The attention is not on you as well. If the attention is on the tank, make it easier for us to aim. Yeah, we take those 90 degrees angles. They strafe like this, so it's easier to hit. But yeah, like more greedy angles, peripheral as well. This is like where the main is basically. Your main core is here. Hmm. Okay. I think we just let's just get us more examples versus different compositions. So let's say here.
We have died. Okay, or not died. We have brawl
Yeah, okay. So your composition, you win by doing what? You win by closing the gap, is that what you
closing the
say?
gap. Yeah.
Okay. And the enemy team, they kind of wanna play around the spam a little bit more. What do you think about the angles you wanna take?
Longer range. Since Ash still has some damage fall off, and Junkrat can't hit me as much. Also,
Sure.
Winston can't dive me as easily. So
You're I'm actually thinking if their composition is playing for spam more, cannot we take the shorter angles because of it?
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Because
So
this is makes sense to play. You can play away from full off range, I think, sure, but you don't have to make it harder for you to hit shots at the short range if you have a lot of short range members
okay,
anyway. You just can play
I
around your
think
strengths, and it's also hard, I think, to play out of the Ash line of sight, full off range. Yeah.
yeah. So I think I was more thinking of enemy's weakness rather than our strength again. I think kind of started falling into that. I guess.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Also, relatively low healing too. You have a lot of healing potentially.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay. So what do we start here, by the way?
Just for the off angle, because I knew they were gonna go main. I wanted a good angle on that
Uh-huh.
entire high ground. What I didn't notice that we had a BAP until like later on, like around here. I think I just died.
Oh, okay. So we're looking to kite towards the speed back there, and then so it's right after the dynamite. Mm-hmm. Remember, we discussed how to play against burst with you. Just big burst one-shot characters in general.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't think we did.
maybe, maybe.
Might have been a while ago.
Yeah, yeah. I think we did. Maybe it was a long time ago. But if there's big burst, for example, the Ash, especially with the pocket, she can do a lot of damage to you.
Mhm.
Or there's a Widowmaker. How do you want to pick them? Because okay, we're picking out there. Okay, now what are your next move should be? Well, how we should be picking this? What's your thoughts?
I should probably either go behind a wall and wait for a little bit for their attention to change, or change my angle so that they
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
react as fast.
yeah, yeah. So it's kind of starting around here. We picking out the Ash. She knows where you are. Yeah, that means you cannot double pick like this. That means
Okay.
we can
Yeah,
maybe
we did talk about this.
do the yeah. So maybe we can do this, or there's one more option for you to so they crosshair more. Even it's to do wall climb as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
it just kind of be more consistent. One more layer into it is you can actually drop down too if you out of their line of sight. They cannot see you. Yeah, then do this.
Yeah.
The cross is gonna be right on this place. So you just gotta be
Okay. Oh
changing the
yeah,
angle
yeah, yeah.
more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now while we died, it's because we kind of keep the same spot, uh, for the most part. If you look at the sash, she's taking the high ground. She knows you're there. Okay, and then she's gonna dynamite. Well, that's fair, but then I think we can change the angle a little bit more, like be more unpredictable. Be using verticality more. It's just especially in the heavy mechanical games, but Overwatch is still there's a lot shooting. There is a lot of shooting in this game. To throw the crosshairs aim more, we wanna combine the horizontal and vertical movement. If you can do both, yeah, so not only peeking left and right, like change the angle like this, but also uh, doing it like so they have to aim up or aim down, then it's much harder for them to do.
Okay.
Ideally, we want to combine, like when we change the angle, we want to combine doing this. Okay, so let's again watch this. So probably right after this, you either drop down, I think, and then peek, and then you can maybe even instead of moving left, you can kind of do this or something, or you can wall climb and peek right. Kind of
Okay.
kind of like that. Yeah. So you do vertical movement, so it's kind of this, and then you also do horizontal. Combine two things. Not only do not stick to only one, either vertical or horizontal. Try to do both, I think.
Okay.
Okay. This is fine. See now, she knows where you are. Let's say you would pick this Ash. How you would do that?
Wall climb, like Wall climb, take the shot, and wall jump, or just jump back.
Yeah. I think kind of like that. Wall climb, shoot. You can jump back if needed. Maybe you can stay if you hit a shot. Mm-hmm. Okay, what happened there? we just
Mercy
started.
flew up and just killed me in like a half second. I did not expect it.
There's also a high burst situation. The Zenyatta knows where you are. He knows it because of the Discord.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what we should be doing in this case?
Not peeking.
You should just wait. Yeah, that's one of the cases where just waiting is fine. You can remove the Discord, and to throw the Zenyatta's aim even more, you can wall climb, peek like this. We can go left and pick him there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay.
just kind of like that. Removing this one shot potential, removing the big burst potential somehow. It's either by changing the angle, which is usually gonna be the case, or waiting. You can wait out sometimes, baiting the shots. Yeah, like let's say you play against the Widowmaker, play against the good Hanzo. They hit a shot because it takes time to charge the shot. You peek out right when this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we also. You also asked me to go over the
Oh yeah,
Jungle
yeah,
Queen. Yeah, we can go over this matchup for a little bit too, if you want. You want to do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think obviously we can go into micro and everything. I'm just want to make sure it's understandable. Like, what do we do against the matchups? How do we change our position? Okay, so what do you think about here? What is the range? How greedy you can be with your angles as well?
They're in general pretty short range. It's just Ash has good range.
So their comp is a short range.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
And we're pretty long range.
Yeah, we're pretty
Pretty
long
much all
range.
poke.
Okay, so gotta take long range. What about the angles?
Okay.
Greedy angles, or what do you think?
I should probably take. I think I can take pretty greedy angles,
Yes.
except for tracers can hurt me, but we have Kiriko.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you gotta take greedy angles. You can do that, but you gotta just mark the tracer. Search for tracer basically. Yeah, try to Sonic Arrow. You can also have the Kiriko pocket. So this is quite nice. That's it. And just in general, spam versus brawl, because spam is kind of longer range oriented. It's always nice if you have bottom up control, have multiple angles of attack. The enemy composition, on the other hand, they want to play more stacked playstyle because of the shout, because of the Moira's healing. They want to just heal everything like what's in front of them. But only Tracer kind of can be on her own. Maybe the Ashe can take angle with the Mercy, but overall, your team is better at angle control. So that is something
Mm-hmm.
to keep in mind. That's why you can have greedy angles. Just always ask this: can I go for greedy angles, or should I play closer to my team? Closer doesn't mean you not gonna take angles. Still, you just don't want to isolate yourself too much. Like against dive, I mentioned you don't want to isolate yourself. Okay. Jungle Queen kind of went up, so we pushing back. We keep in our range. That makes sense. Okay. Spamming out this Moira. Now we're going back. Okay, why do we kite here specifically?
I was going to take a longer range off angle there, um, Then I tried to get a cheeky angle through the window, and I just decided not to do the longer range angle because I thought it would be too risky.
So longer range, it's kind of this.
Like yeah, over here.
But you were thinking it takes too much time, yeah.
Yeah,
What is entire time when you're rotating? Can you shoot the enemy like actively?
not really.
Not really, yeah. But without comp, because we have the kind of spammy composition. That means we gotta constantly put out the pressure, yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure we are poking out the enemy and forcing something, yeah. Maybe you force the more healing. Maybe you force the Ash shout. Their brawl composition. They really the resources are really important. The resources, let's just say, yeah, they're dependent on the resources a lot of times, and that's why that is something you want to keep in mind when you take in rotations. Make sure you can consistently spam them, though. Yeah, if let's say we are even at this position at the start, I think it might still be a little bit concerning if you cannot spam out the enemy actively all the time. Yeah, even let's say they maybe move into positions where you can see them, like maybe behind this or something. Maybe they're behind this wall. It might even make sense to drop so you can constantly, yeah, keep the distance, yeah, keep your longer range incarnation, constantly spam as much as possible so you force something out. And that's why here, if we're moving back and taking this rotation, then we cannot spam consistently, right? So where we should be
Yeah.
moving,
I should probably move to the other high ground to the right of me.
yeah, this is better. Yeah, you playing for, like I mentioned, longer range angles. This is a short range, really. We cannot use this space as much. Longer range allows you to spam out more. You can spam this. Maybe you can spam the tank even. Still, well, whatever. Just spam anything. Yeah, see all these options there. It just makes more sense to stay at this position because of it, and you also achieve better map control too.
Uh huh.
Kind of moved there eventually. Okay.
I think it moved just a little too late though.
Yeah, I think you just gotta keep it in mind. The best skill you can train, one of the most important skills you can train is to think ahead of where your position should be. Yeah, because you know your comp, because you know where the enemy is going, because you know, okay, I gotta keep the longer sightlines. Okay, then it means I don't want to go inside the room. I don't want to waste my time there. If you have short range composition on the other hand, then maybe it makes sense. But still see what it is the angle you're taking. Yeah, peripheral angles. Maybe it's a can be greedy one. Hanzo is one-shot character, so you gotta abuse that. Okay. The composition changed a little bit. So what do you think?
Um, still the same like game plan, I'd say.
Hmm.
But maybe when tank goes in, use resources.
So what do you mean? Like how it's
Like
different from the previous one?
Sig kind of just spams,
Mm-hmm.
while Junker Queen has to commit more when she goes in. So I should probably commit as well.
I mean,
Like
this is fair. It's just about generally about the pressure. The enemy, well, the Jaga Queen pressures from the short range, Sigma pressures from the long range. Yeah, it's just when the pressure happens, we should be there. But mainly because you have the Jaga Queen, it's just a little bit more shorter range oriented, but still you do have a lot of spam going on.
mhm.
So I think it's probably around the same. Yeah, you do take the same angles. You just gotta be, as I mentioned, aware of the tracer more. Just make sure you have the
I I mispositioned so badly there.
uh-huh.
I I was going for the kill on the Mercy, and then I accidentally jumped off, and then I just died.
I see why this is scary based on their comp. Yeah, see what we do with our distance now. Yeah, and I have really short range Kong. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why they punish you.
that was the worst play I could have done in that
Because
situation. It
is
was
it
very
yeah, because it's important to understand. Maybe you have short range oriented composition. Maybe it makes sense to do this more, uh, but they have a lot of short range threats going on. The jungle
yeah
queen, the Moira, the tracers, who you cannot just drop instantly without maybe forcing out resources,
yeah
maybe trying to I don't know, maybe get some kills on them too. That's how it's punishing you. It's okay to chase mercy, but just play the range. Play your range more. Okay. So like here, this is a relatively fine range for you. Well, mercy, she get demolished there. Okay.
if she's in moth, I don't even try and take the duel.
I mean, this is like the same thing. If the short range strat's trying to close the distance, you just gotta keep your distance. I mean, this is just yeah. When this happens, there's nothing you can do. I think besides guiding like this, probably. You can also try to hit the shot, of course, but it's not too big of a deal too. You'll want to fight. Huh? This is interesting, yeah. This is a good dragon, I think. You just keep the range, yeah. This is good play. If you go a little bit back, like, Okay, spamming out a little, using Sonic. So the Sonic we can. Okay, now they have a Widow.
That
this
was tilting.
this is common. It's just it's just a habit of pressing tab before the fight.
Yeah,
If you yeah.
I've been doing that. It just that one time.
Yeah, this is just really map specific. If they switch to Widow, this is common peeking angle from the grapple. If they have a Widow, you
Yeah,
just wanna, instead of position here, you just kind of do this, or you do this, or you can even outsmart the Widow and just kill her instead. It
yeah.
it's just something. Yeah, well, this is whatever. Okay. This is really risky. This is the same thing. Playing against the burst.
Yeah.
You're picking this way. You know where she is, but you keep double picking her crosshair. Look at the crosshair there.
I, and the thing is, I get way too confident with Sonic Arrow, and it ends up killing me a lot.
Okay. So what our movement should be? Again, we
Um,
combining the horizontal and
I
vertical.
could just wall climb over the small wall there, and it's a
Yes,
lot.
yes,
It's a
yes. Do you just wall climb though? So
wall climb
right here, yeah?
like just to the right of me a little
Yeah,
bit.
go over to the right and wall climb. I think that's the play. So because the really experienced videomakers, they can anticipate this too, but you can also play around that because you are not only vertically climbing, you're also doing this kind of move. It's gonna be horizontal first, vertical after, yeah, and
Hmm.
then you have your charge shot prepared and aim at her. Right after she knows that you're doing this, maybe move slightly to the left and wall climb again. Maybe the play can also even be dropping. I don't think you get a drop. They have a lot of short range, so that's going on. So just change the angle, vertical, horizontal at the same time. Left up, or left. Yeah, left, right, down. Makes it easy for you to get the kill on a her too, if you do this kind of moves. Maybe if you want to for the next time, I don't know if you mention it If I'm not mistaken, you were struggling with the aim at some point, or
Yeah,
okay, because we can also cover this a little bit more in detail, like all these little small things, how you can pick out what kind of positions we should be thinking about, what kind of um, yeah, what we want to think about with in terms of the enemy comp, the enemy gears. We can cover that later if you want to, but yeah, it's just small little details. I don't think it's the most important. Obviously, it always starts with the positioning. Even if I'm talking about the aim, I always go over the positioning part. Like for example, there, your position is really good to just kill this widow because the widow is distracted with the main. We just gotta be more patient. Yeah, if the widow is
yeah.
trying to strafe. Mm-hmm.
I was very eager there. I don't know why I shot so fast.
Let me see. That happens. That happens sometimes. You okay? It's just this tiny detail. Okay, your positioning really, like for example here, it really not not helping you to hit the shot.
Yeah,
See where she's looking. She's looking like this, right? So how she's gonna strafe?
towards and towards me
Yeah,
and away
towards
from me.
you. Yeah, like this. Okay. So where we should be staying.
Um, I could have tried to sneak around, go to the left, and get a shot from there, or I could have gone a little bit to the more to the right with my wall climb, and I
Okay.
didn't have to double jump in.
Yeah. So what's better, left or going left or right?
I'd say going left because it doesn't use a resource, but right is a lot easier to hit the shot.
Yeah. I mean, going left. You don't have to use the resources as well. Technically, yeah, you can just walk, but it's slightly harder to aim because
Yeah,
she's not strafing against you in a straight line. Yeah? And it also takes time. So we can just simply change our position to make it easy to aim. And let's say you're wall climbing, don't move left, just move right and hit the shot. Just make it harder. And also unnecessarily rushing the shot when the enemies are distracted is, yeah, you don't have to. You can just wait it out. You can um, be patient. Yeah, so see, this is what happens. You kind of trying to aim. This is more of a like 30 degrees angle, but this is like right here. Yeah, instantly. Kill her
hmm
this way. Really easy to aim. It's also the shot not in the air. A big common thing about the aiming as well is you, if the enemy don't know where you are, if you don't have to strafe, dodge, or something, jump around, yeah, just make it easy and kind of stay on the same area, yeah.
yeah,
You, maybe let's say you wall climb, you stay for a second, do not double jump or don't just jump, just stay, just chill. And then hit the shot. If they are paying attention to you, then you can strafe. Then you can try to dodge. Yeah?
yeah.
The moment in aiming positioning is extremely important. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Do you have any questions maybe?
not particularly.
I'm thinking we can maybe discuss do they change composition a little? We can cover cover something there.
We go into a more of a rush comp here.
Okay. Okay. So how your playstyle changes based on that then?
We're like pretty much full rush, right? So
Yeah.
we how do you play rush versus rush? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to play this.
Who
I don't
who
think I've.
who has an who's playing short range, who's playing long? Like I think you're good to simplify it
I
maybe
think we're a
too.
little shorter range.
Yeah, you shorter range comp, the longer range comp. I think you just gotta keep an eye on that. Like make it easy for you. Ask what is the range, and then the second question, ask what is the angle. So what do you think about the angles?
Um, probably probably pretty greedy, right? Yeah, super greedy, super greedy.
Okay, super greedy. What do you gotta be aware of?
Mainly Echo and maybe Moira.
I think yeah, mainly it's gonna be Echo. Because you play. Hmm. Actually, I'm not too sure because they have on this at this point they have a lot of long range threats still, like the Ash. Not a lot, but just there's some, like the Ash, for example, can poke you. I'm not sure like it's gonna be super greedy, but definitely you have an advantage in the short range. So let's see. Like this, you have an advantage at doing this. Mm, I'm just why not sure about too greedy, because the your team, because you play Brawl, because they like to play stack. That means they're gonna have resources kind of stacked together. It's AoE oriented resources like BAP healing. It's Lucius speed boost and heal boost,
Oh,
um, and all
okay,
this
yeah,
stuff. So if you need support, if you're twice later and greedy, it might be tough, I think.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So for that reason, in a brawl, you do take angle. Yes, you do take angle as a Hanzo no matter what, but just it's maybe not that greedy in this current case. I think a lot of understanding like how greedy it can be. Look at the resources. If you're not sure, you can, like, for example, here you have the mercy. Suddenly you can say, yeah, how it changes the greediness of the angles.
Just a bit more greedy.
Yeah, exactly. You have the mercy pocket now. You can go a little bit deeper. Hmm. Okay. So here we have to kite. Oh, this is interesting. If you can pick out like this is more unpredictable with the enemy too. Okay. I'm not sure about staying here at this point. What do you think?
Um, Probably should just jump back onto high ground.
Yeah, probably. Probably, yeah. It's just, see, if we're playing against more, in this current case, the more. Yeah, you switch your comms, so they're more shorter range oriented at this point. So shorter range threats, they gotta play around it. Like if they close the gap, we keep our range. We can keep the range with, because you use wall climb. You can just maybe kite as well, like keep your distance, right? Mm, it's gonna be kind of similar situation when we had Sigmund defense. If somebody enemy team pushes us, we constantly poke from far. Yeah, try to just try to force out resources, and for that reason, yeah, if something like this happens, you probably just going up can be a good choice. And then from here, you can think about spamming, maybe killing somebody, maybe you can also kill the Junker Queen. Kinda like that. You just gotta be always the sort process. How your playstyle changes, I think. It's either we play longer distances, we play shorter distances, what kind of angles we taking. I think, yeah, kind of like that. Does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can, what you can do for the future, you can see what kind of matchups you struggle against specifically, and try to save those games. We can
Okay.
cover those specifically, so we don't just talk about like every possible matchup. Maybe see what are the patterns, maybe have the written notes or something, and see what is the most common matchup you struggle with. If it's Junker Queen, we can just talk about the Junker Queen, all the specifics you want. We
Okay.
can also talk about maybe you struggle against the dive. Can talk about the dive a little bit more. But I think, yeah, I'm gonna write it down in the tasks. Play, play more games, look patterns, good patterns. See the matchup you struggle with the most. Uh-huh. Okay. And I think we can summarize at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So what do we went over today? What do you want to work on?
Money game. What was the money game?
Yeah,
Was
no bunny, but
mainly taking like
well,
greedier angles, knowing when to push in, like paying attention to enemy resources, then pushing in after they use them. Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. We So what is based on? The greediness of the angles and maybe the range? What is based on?
Our team comp and like if I can go isolated, depending on like who's on the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
Like since I had a Winston for the first Nimbani point, I couldn't take too greedy of off angles without paying attention to resources.
Yeah, yeah. So we gotta be aware of, because we look at your comp, look at the enemy. You gotta be aware of two main questions. Are we thinking about the range? Think about the range you play. The second
Mm-hmm.
one is angles. How greedy you can be. You can be, and there can be multiple examples. Like, let's say they have dive members. Of course, you can't be that greedy, but let's say you have more resources supporting the greediness, like a Kiriko. Yeah, maybe it's Mercy. Gotta keep an eye on that. I think understanding resources can be also one crucial part about keeping an eye on how greedy you can be with your angles. So note: pay attention to enemy and your resources, so you can decide how greedy you can be. Because
Okay.
matchups can constantly change. Matchups can constantly change, but it's always you on a more shorter, you more on a shorter range or more on a longer range. Like here, we played the matchup maybe not in the most correct way because they're more sweat in a short range, but we took the short range duel. That's why we died, yeah. Or we took the short range duel when we had a longer range composition while playing here. We dropped. That's why we died, most likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
This there's always should be before the fight even. It always should be kind of thinking one step ahead, even like in a chess. You're thinking what your next position will be looking like. Always. That's the most important a skill you can
Okay.
train, I think. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Um, I don't think so.
Oh, playing against one-shot characters.
Oh yeah, not repeaking in a consistent way, like changing the angle up a little bit when I'm repeaking, using verticality and horizontal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so change angle slightly, and then we gotta slightly, yeah. We gotta use horizontal and vertical. How do you combine both of it?
Um, it's really easy with Hanzo because I can just wall climb and peek a different angle,
Sure,
like a different way.
sure. Okay. So horizontal, vertical movement. Oh, I'm sorry. Spyler just raided my stream. Okay. Okay, one more time. Welcome and thank you for this raid. I really appreciate it. So many follows again. But I'm just about to end the stream though. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm just finishing up the summary. Okay. Against the one shots, changing the angle slightly, gotta be using horizontal vertical movement, and I think being unpredictable is the biggest part. So if the enemy kind of expect you to pick in a certain way, if they see you especially, gotta be aware of that. One more thing is, if the enemy sees you, then what do we want to do? Oh, sorry, if the enemy not aware of you.
I can be way more patient. I get way too eager.
I'm sorry, they're all these notifications. They're so loud. Can you repeat that again?
I can be a little more patient.
So patient with picking the shot, and I think you gotta keep an eye on how the enemies are strafing as well. Yep.
Yeah.
If we know the Widowmaker is speaking a certain angle, for example, it was here when we had the line of sight on this doorway here, the Widowmaker is strafing like this, so we don't have to move left. We can just keep the same angle like this, so it's easier for you to hit the shot. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. Do you have any final questions?
Not really.
Okay, I'm just gonna finish the summary then, send it to you. If there are any questions, as usual, you can send those to me. I also did the YouTube video actually. There was, I think, yeah, we used our last session, which was no, not wait, it was not the last one. It was from 2 months ago actually.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
check this out too.
I seen it.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Then I will see you later and have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, today I was talking about the Hanzo a little bit, and I just need to finish the summary first. I really appreciate the raid. Also, let me just read all those names: Matt's Donuts Coffee, Anima Troy, Timeless, Alpha, Target, and Spilo. Thank you for your subscription. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all your follows, guys. Hey, that's me. Yeah. How are you doing today? I'm just about to end the stream though because I only I was only doing one lesson because on the stream today. Oh, one more subscription. Thank you so much, Matt's Donuts Coffee. Oh, yeah, guys. I'm usually doing coaching here. Sometimes I stream with just some gameplay. I primarily play Reinhardt, but you know. Yeah, I really appreciate it. If you're looking for coaching as well, uh, I also have the server. You can hit me up in the messages. I do free lessons as well, just in case. I'll check out your Metafy. Thank you, thank you. You know, I'm gonna stream on Thursday. I'm gonna stream on Thursday, and I will try to do some Overwatch League, maybe Overwatch League. I'm not doing Overwatch League that much. I'm usually coaching one-on-ones, just helping players in general. But I mean, not breaking down the Overwatch League. I'm not the coach in Overwatch League. just did work with some players though back in the days. Did play with some at some point too. That was a long time ago. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Maybe anything in general, just about the game? I can talk about anything you like. I'm just gonna send this summary to the person first. Mm-mm. The chat is silent. Well, I'm just finishing up the summary then at this point. I'm gonna end up the stream. Let me read the messages actually. There were some messages above, which I missed because of all the messages. Okay, wait. Yeah, so one message I see, curious if ranks are really as inflated as people say. They say Plat's a GM now. Well, the matchmaking is not perfect for sure. It got fixed, I think, from my experience, especially when I was played, was better. But still, you do get some unfair matches. Still, the best advice is to focus on your own gameplay. I think try to see try to think about the long-term goals, in my opinion, because that short-term things like you get a bad teammate, you maybe do get unlucky with matchmaking, but you do know if you focus on long-term goal, you can accomplish anything you want. So there was one more question. Actually, no, there's no question. Just Necromonger said hi, hello. All right. What do you think is the hardest role to climb on right now? I think it's equal in my opinion. I think it's equal. And my opinion was always the same about that topic. Actually, I was playing multiple roles and been coaching multiple roles too. So why I'm thinking like that is because um multiple reasons. I'm just thinking. Oh, the internet's breaking down. Give me a second. Just gonna leave the game. Okay. So I'm I'm thinking there's no role which is making more difference or whatsoever. I'm thinking it's just more about like people at some point they get a little bit more, maybe they overthink the situation. At some point they think about, oh, like that's really hard to climb on the, like, let's say sport role, or they think about that it's really tough to just climb a tank. I would think it's kind of equal. I don't know. I To me it always felt like that. Maybe if there's certain buffs, okay, if we're gonna pay attention to like just who is buffed, what's not. Yeah, if there are more buffs towards the tank category or something, if there are more changes towards the tank category, which are more kind of positive in terms of they buffing the tanks, then maybe it becomes slightly easier to play tank, or maybe let's say there are more buffs for DPS characters, slightly easier to play DPS. But I don't think it is, because you still get buffs on your side, but there are also buffs on the enemy team. So uh, I I think it's always around equal. You have to deal with your team, but it would also at the same time look at the enemy, think what are they trying to accomplish, try to play around them. I think it's does matter. I definitely feel like support is the easiest. Yeah. I to be honest with you, most of my students they think completely the opposite. They think completely the opposite. They always say, the support, you always get those guys, they take a lot of damage and we can't do much. But you know why they having this issue is because a lot of times they're missing out on the pressure, because there's a big misconception about the support role, that you have to really think about the health of your teammates, which is true, you do have to do that, but because you're playing in a shooter game where the damage output is always higher, then you gotta be thinking about the actual damage first, how to shoot people, and then after we gotta be thinking about the healing. Lamau I'm GM2 and support, and it feels much easier to climb on than tank and DPS. Yeah, it might be the case for you because you are more experienced in support. Yeah, so see, the pattern of this a lot of times really comes up to experience. Players in general who are less experienced in their role, they tend to I tend to think that it's really hard to climb. Yeah, if you're more experienced on your role, if you can easily achieve the high ranks, you can say, okay, it's easier to climb in my role. If I'm top of 100 DPS, it's gonna be easier for you to climb at that role than if you compare it to tank because you have more playtime, you have more practice, right? So but on average, I don't know. I just don't know that many people who have experience on every role and they achieved kind of equal results on that role, if that makes sense. Yeah, because there are some players who tend to be tanking more. There are some players who tend to be supporting more, DPSing more. So I'm not too sure. There should be a science behind it. They should have a group of people with equal rank on each role, and then try to just let them play and see how they perform. But it's really hard. You gotta make sure that they are focused. I don't know. There are multiple people as well. To me, because I'm a tank player, it definitely feels easier to climb a tank, right? But for some players, it can be different. Other players. Okay, I'm gonna be ending the stream at this point. Thank you so much for your subs, guys. I really appreciate it. Spilo, Spilo is the best. Oh, you did raid me, I think, 1 week ago. Or maybe 2 weeks ago, actually. The 1 week ago I was sick, so I didn't assume that much. Due to I just feel in my element when I support, I guess. Yeah, I think it might be the case. I think it might be. Even from coaching perspective, I can't tell you for sure what is the easier role to climb on. There are definitely characters which are easier to climb on and harder to climb on, though. It's good to see you stream Gefest. Yeah, it's good to see you too. How are you doing, by the way, Macro Nomad? Life Fever? Exactly, exactly. So, you see the tendency with the supports, and you see the tendency. Yeah, let's just start with the supports. The tendency with the support is that if you have more healing output, if your gameplay is more focused around the healing, then it's harder to climb. Why? Because you are focusing on elements which are not under your control. Sorry, which that was correct. Which not are on under your control. So your teammates, because you heal your teammates, you can control your teammates, and that's why it's harder. That's why it's harder to climb. But if you play more mechanical based supports and just supports around the who can pressure more. So with Zenyatta we can damage. With Anna we can also do a lot of damage as well. Even Baptiste, right? You tend to climb easier, right? It's much easier to climb. And in general, the game is really more damage oriented. I don't think the Life Weaver has a good kit. He needs a rework for sure, and they do rework him, right? Because they try to make him like being able to out heal the incoming damage. That might make sense in my opinion, yeah. But usually the game was more designed around that we cannot out heal the damage. We cannot out heal the damage. The pressure is always higher. Uh, and with Life Healer, you also focus on your teammates rather than doing the pressure. So really tough. And that's exact thing why the unranked to gem on Mercy is hard. But the Mercy has damage boost and a lot of potential to bait out the cooldowns though. You can just stay somewhere, the enemy rush you, you can zoom out, fly in somewhere else. Gonna rest on my laurels until next season. Diamond 5. that's quite good. That's quite good. Why did you touch the comp though? Is it because you just wanna take it slow or two? I think it also depends on the rank. I've seen Mercy hard carry games in Diamond and Plat, but much more of an Ana, Babs, and carry in Masters and GM. Yeah, as I mentioned, as a Mercy, you have more potential to bait out cooldowns. As Life Fever, you don't have that much potential. Why? Because because of the kit. Your platform is not good enough, your shift is not good enough, in my opinion. As a Mercy, we can go deep, stay somewhere. I think even with one of my students, we did talk about that. We talk about how you can just hold angles and try to force out an enemy to rush you, to try to kill you. And then because they do, you can fly away. So you're forcing out resources. With Life Fever, you can't do that much, I think. You can actually send your teammates to feed, but again, this element you can't control. You can't control what your teammates do. You can send your teammates to feed and drag them out. But I'm not sure about that. Gonna get that diamond challenger? Yeah. I grinded 3 weeks straight to get there and pretty much burned myself out. Orca 710. I don't know how I got here, but this is perfect stream for me. Okay, you got here because of Spylo. You got here because of Spylo just raided me. And thank you for your follow. Thank you for your follow, Orca. Um, I hope I'm pronouncing your nicknames correctly. I'm really bad at video names. How hard to climb Lucio? Mm, Lucio is mechanic. So, what it's based on? Hard or easy to climb? Mostly, it's yeah, we just gotta understand what if the hero is high skill ceiling or not. Like for example, something like Tracer and Lucio, really high skill ceiling, really tough to learn all of this micros and everything. So for newer player, it's definitely harder to climb on this here. But once you hit that ceiling, yeah, once you comfortable with all the micros, it's gonna be quite easy to climb. Yeah, it's just what is easier here to climb is based on multiple variables. Newer players, well, just pick the hero which is not that mechanical dependent, kind of not that high skill ceiling. If they really just want to focus on climbing, of course, you still gotta set up your hero pool. Yeah, you still gotta set up what heroes you enjoy the most, though. Uh, you're pronouncing correctly? Okay. So in general, if you're really good at Lucio, if you're good at his mechanics, it's not hard. It shouldn't be hard. You experience Lucio, you just got top of 100 with him, you do unranked to GM, like all the streamers do. Yeah, it's gonna be quite easy. But if you're really good top of 100 Mercy play, it's gonna be harder to climb on a Mercy compared to the Lucio because of this factor, like you more healing oriented. Life Fever, it's same problem also. So I don't know. This is an interesting topic. There are a lot of rivals connected to that. But yeah, thank you for being here. I really gotta end, I think, because I need to do montage. Montage my video, yeah. I need to watch and then work on it so I can release it next week. I will see everyone later. I'm gonna stream on Thursday. It's gonna be around the same time probably, yeah. From what I see on my calendar, it's gonna be around the same time. You can join my Discord though and get all the updates. Keep the raid train going. Who do you want me to raid? Okay, I'm so unexperienced with all this as well. Give me a second. How do you raid? I'm not as good streamer as Spyro. I gotta search how to do that. Well, actually, I know how. I think you just go on Twitch, right? Just go on Twitch there, and then there's gonna be the option. Let me find someone. Watch to. What do we have? Raid name. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me find someone. Let me find someone. 1 second. I know a couple of players streaming. I know asking. Okay, I'm. It's not gonna be that complicated. I'm just gonna. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go on asking stream and just host him. Uh, or like raid him, I guess. 1 second. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Asking Overwatch. That's the guy. This is how you do it. Okay. Bye bye, everyone.